episode, we're excited to welcome Jason Beck, a founding member of Zettawatts. And to give our audience an introduction, Zettawatts is a software company revolutionizing clean energy procurement by bridging the gap between corporate sustainability goals and renewable energy project development. Hi, Jason. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Natalie. I really appreciate you and the Charge team putting this together.
Great. I'm going to kick into our questions. And first of all, I'd like to start with really understanding Zettawatts. So how does Zettawatts assist corporations in achieving their decarbonization goals?
Excited to talk about that with you today, specifically about how these corporations are achieving their net zero targets. I think anyone who thinks about the decarbonization journey should read the book Speed and Scale or go to the website speedandscale.com. According to Speed and Scale, roughly 25% of all total carbon emissions are going to come from the fossil fuels used to generate electricity. So within a corporation's emissions footprint, 70 to 80% of their carbon comes from thousands of suppliers who either sell products to corporations or receive purchases from them. Zettawatts has created a program that makes it easy to engage these suppliers and focuses on those suppliers taking action to reduce their carbon footprint.
And what challenges do corporations face when procuring renewable energy today?
Many companies are buying traditional RECs today, which might not add new capacity to the grid. These corporations are seeking to contribute to new renewable energy development, are challenged to find options for direct engagement with a project because, simply put, most of these companies don't use as much electricity as a data center. So Zettawatts simplifies the process by offering a straightforward way for corporations of any size to support new renewable energy projects through what we call Additionality RECs or ARECs, and those are purchased through Zettawatts. This approach works in addressing the challenge of engaging a diverse supplier chain. Would be helpful for your audience if I explained ARECs a little bit further?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
So traditional RECs typically come from existing projects. So in contrast, what ARECs are, they ensure that new renewable energy projects are developed by providing a fixed price forward contract for the first 5 or 10 years of a project's renewable energy attributes. Zettawatts then can aggregate multiple members of a supply chain together, and then Zettawatts puts a contract in place with the project developer before the start of construction of that project, and then handles the retirement of the certificates within these national REC registries post-construction. This approach is crucial for decarbonizing the grid as it supports the development of this new renewable energy capacity. So ARECs are really seen as an alternative to complex PPAs or VPPAs, virtual power purchase agreements or power purchase agreements, and offers a simpler and more impactful way to reduce these emissions. These same AREC contracts ensure that the developers of the renewable energy projects have credit-worthy off-takers. So they bring our AREC contract to their financiers to secure the dollars, the money needed for their construction loan. So it's a win-win for both the corporation and for the project that is now able to move forward and start construction on their renewable energy farm.
Always like a win-win. And can you provide some examples or evidence of how Zettawatts' approach has enabled companies to effectively engage with their supply chains?
With pleasure. Our current work with a major U.S. top 10 organization is proving fruitful in driving demand for ARECs and other instruments. This specific organization has a net zero target and also has a requirement for their supply chain to not only support renewables, but support new renewable projects by 2029. Throughout this work, we really noticed 3 distinct categories and sizes of customers. You have customers that use 0 to 1,000 megawatt hours annually, corporations that use 1,000 to 30,000 megawatt hours annually, and then 30,000 plus. For example, a hyperscaler or one data center is probably going to be in the neighborhood of 200,000 megawatt hours just by itself. So many companies, 90+% of companies across the world, are not going to use anywhere near that. So what we did is we developed unique products and engagement processes for each size of these customers. And just within this one major U.S. top 10 supply chain organization, we're seeing about 50 to 70 million annual megawatt hours of demand over the next 18 months. And just for your audience, that's enough new renewable energy to power 5 to 7 million homes.
That's huge. And how do consumers respond to brands that utilize ARECs? And does this lead to increased loyalty or trust?
It's a great question, Natalie. In renewable energy, consumers are increasingly concerned about environmental actions. The brands that they invest in and what they do with their own money. So the brands that are investing in Additionality RECs, they're demonstrating a real true commitment to sustainability. Supporting new renewables changes the percentage of clean energy on a given electric grid. So that's demonstrating a tangible, quantifiable impact on carbon reduction in that specific location. So this can enhance their reputation and build trust with consumers, as it shows they are taking concrete steps towards reducing their own emissions, but also supporting local jobs, and in some cases, working to keep energy costs stable for those local consumers where they are supporting a project. Many large U.S. corporations like the one that Zettawatts is working with are starting to mandate these renewable energy purchasing in their supplier code of conduct. Simply put, making their judgments of where these large corporations spend their future dollars in their supply chain and who they buy products from.
I have heard the brand reputation can suffer significantly due to allegations of double counting or greenwashing. How do you assist your clients in reporting accurately and avoiding these claims?
Now that's fun. So we're thinking about how consumers can increase loyalty and trust, but also how can a poor strategy around renewable energy actually negatively impact your brand? And I agree with you. Those are very real claims, double counting and greenwashing. To educate the audience a little bit, greenwashing refers to a corporation that is quote unquote polluting, and then they just buy credits or carbon credits to say that, look, I'm doing good. The enhanced claim specifically that an additionality REC brings shows this direct contribution to a project that would not have come to life without these corporations' investment in pre-committing or pre-purchasing these environmental attributes. This is the same reason why many large data centers and hyperscalers have moved to the PPA or VPPA structure, where they buy both the power and the RECs. And really that contract is put in place pre-COD or pre-construction because they want to show that they made that project happen. So that focus on additionality is a key in avoiding any type of greenwashing claims. On the flip side, double counting occurs if a developer of a renewable energy project was to sell their energy attributes to multiple companies. Zettawatts is a participant in all of the 10 plus US REC registries across the nation. We work directly with those developers that we purchase ARECs from. They upload their production into the REC registry, and then they transfer those environmental attributes into the Zettawatts account. And then we either transfer those environmental attributes to each one of our clients if they have their own accounts within those REC registries, or we handle the retirement on behalf of the client, showing the appropriate paper trail. Further, we also provide Scope 3 impact reporting on the collective purchase of all of the supply chain members to the organization, like this top 10 organization that we're currently working with.
Thank you, Jason. And to conclude, how does Zettawatts facilitate engagement of a corporation's supply chain in support of net zero targets?
As many people who know me, I don't usually say things in a simplistic fashion, so I'm going to do my best, Natalie. Simply put, Zettawatts makes it easier by providing a simple and impactful process supported by planning software, unique to each individual size of different buyers within a corporation's supply chain. And that helps corporations support their net zero targets by bringing these new renewable energy projects to the grid.
Thank you, Jason. It's been really interesting to talk to you this afternoon.
Thanks so much. Good. And I look super forward to seeing the Charge team here in the U.S. Coming up in the next couple of months.